good for seasonable food?
Well, some things are still the same, but the majority there's an increase. Yeah, there's way more increase in a lot of the products.
I'm not surprised, but I know a lot of my friends are surprised because they assume day one of the Trump regime, there would be a price drop immediately and gas would be like down to $2 a gallon. And I was a little bit skeptic, and I think my being skeptic proved to be right.
Oh, those cookies are in, huh?
I have to cut back. I cut back on a lot of stuff because before I usually, every once in a while I'll do some impulse buy, but I don't do impulse buys anymore. I can't afford to do impulse buys, so I just come out and get what I need.
I will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately, bring down interest rates, and lower the cost of energy.
We're going to bring those prices way down.
A vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper. Groceries, cars, everything. We're going to get the prices down. Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again.
No. We are seeing some results, some outputs, just not those, the ones he promised. Today, the Bureau of Labor Statistics is reporting that contrary to Donald Trump's many daily promises, inflation is actually up by 3% in what was the fastest monthly increase in a year and a half. It's not over, with economists noting that President Trump's new tariffs could put even more upward pressure on prices, meaning, again, up. Not surprisingly, the Trump administration is rapidly changing the message on inflation.
So now that the President Trump's policies are starting to take shape, how long will it take to cycle through and get some of the actual prices that Americans are paying to come down? Or is it a year, and will Americans have the patience to wait for it?
I don't have a timeline.
I don't have a timeline for you, silly person.
We can never thank you enough for watching the Echo Room videos. Yeah, once again, welcome again to today's episode. We're going to be talking about the bad inflation, how it hit the MAGA red state after they voted out of self-interest. So before we dive in, we thank the original creators of this the video that you're going to watch, all the stitches. We appreciate you guys. You are the one making the social media to roll. Yeah, we thank you guys. We thank you guys. We appreciate you guys. And today's episode is gonna be interesting, and I hope you guys are going to watch the video to the end. And we also thank all our new subscribers and the ones also the old subscribers. We appreciate you guys. Keep on watching and watch out for more interesting videos. So let's dive into the video and make sure you put down your comments and let's see what you think of the MAGA red state after they voted for Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, what have you done about the price of eggs? I want to know. I want to know. You promised day one in the White House you would do something to lower the price of eggs, groceries, and lower inflation. Donald Trump, what have you done? So for everyone that hears this video, tell me what you're seeing the price of eggs are where you are and if you can even find eggs. Here in South Florida, eggs are very difficult to find. And if you can, they're running upwards of $8 or more for extra large eggs. I'm seeing $8.18, $8.28. What are you seeing where you are? And let me know where you are. But here in the Fort Lauderdale area, eggs are well over, the large, extra large eggs are over $8 and change for a dozen. Now, I know Donald Trump promised us this in the campaign. This was a main campaign issue. He's done absolutely nothing that I've seen. Have you seen Donald Trump do anything? And egg prices continue to go up. So let me know what city you're in. Let me know what the price of so it's all doing the same eggs. Let's all do the extra large eggs. And tell me what price you're seeing. And also if you're having trouble even finding them in the stores. Here you can barely even find eggs in the stores to find at all. So let me know. I love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out light bulbs. Can you find eggs? And if so, what the heck is the price? Because the prices, when you can find them, are sky high. Donald Trump, what are you doing? You're worried about plastic straws and polluting the environment? Really? Really, Donald Trump, what have you done as president the 3 weeks you've been in to do anything to help the people about this main promise you made about lowering the prices of food and groceries in this country? You've done nothing. Nothing except lined up Elon Musk at the feeding trough. Love to hear from everybody. Let me know what you see.
So the inflation report just came out today, and it's at 3%, which is high. And the Fed, in response to that, said they're considering increasing interest rates. Now, under Joe Biden, because of the supply chain issue as a direct correlation to COVID and the lockdowns, he passed the Inflation Reduction Act. He passed the CHIPS Act. He passed legislation to bring inflation down. And it did come down. It came down faster than any other economy in the world. Now we have Donald Trump in office. What's his excuse for the inflation? Number one. And number two, what is he going to do about it? I haven't seen any legislation proposed by Donald Trump to bring down inflation. What are you doing? You're focused on plastic straws, are you? You're focused on banning, 13, 14 trans kids from playing soccer with the girls? What are you doing about inflation? Also, during the whole campaign, I heard America first, invest here at home. We don't want to be investing our money in Ukraine and Israel. Well, Donald Trump seems awfully concerned about investing our hard-earned tax dollars to rebuild Gaza. That's right. He wants to start building homes and resorts in Gaza on our dime. So, if you are MAGA, how does this make you feel? Better yet, what's your excuse for this one?
First of all, let's talk about this massive mandate that supposedly brought Donald Trump into office. Donald Trump did not run on putting an unelected billionaire in charge of dismantling the federal government. He ran on lowering prices for Americans. And I think it's interesting that while we're sitting here this morning, the top of the New York Times is reporting that inflation has risen unexpectedly as food and energy prices have soared. What's going on, guys? I thought you were going to tackle inflation and food and energy prices. Isn't that what the executive orders were supposed to do? Oh, wait. Or is dismantling diversity, equity, and inclusion in our federal agencies and putting an ideological agenda and trying to fire the federal workforce your actual agenda? Have you been too busy trying to actually address the fiscal health of this country? Because the numbers are telling us that you have. So let's be real about what's going on here. I also want to point out that literally while we've been sitting here for the last almost 2 hours getting lectured on fiscal responsibility, literally the Republicans just released their plan to raise the debt limit while we were sitting here. And they want to raise it by $4 trillion. Okay, guys, like literally, I'm just like without words. Inflation is going up. You want to raise the debt ceiling by $4 trillion. You want to gut Medicare. You want to gut Medicaid. You're talking about going after Social Security after promising that you wouldn't. I mean, really, what the heck is going on here? We're not trying to take down Elon Musk as a businessman. This dude is literally breaking the law inside of the federal government. And for a party that is supposed to be the party of law and order, in quotes, I really do not see you holding him accountable and doing your most basic constitutional responsibility in the separation of powers. So, I want to end where I started. We are the Oversight Committee. We are the People's House for the United States of America. We represent the American people. And so, Mr. Elon Musk, if you would like to appear in front of the Oversight Committee, you have been duly invited. Please, come tell us what you're doing. come testify in front of the American people, and please come hold yourself to account.
Inflation has increased 3% since DT took office.
F around and find out.
Inflation usually increases 0.4% on a monthly basis. But when DT took office, it jumped to 10% and then went to 3%.
You're okay with this?
No, but this is Joe Biden's fault because DT just posted that it was on social media. I know DT's tariffs haven't taken effect yet, but once they do...
If you want solutions to your problems, then you need to stop justifying the cause of your problems.
How ironic, isn't that what you're doing?
How much are eggs now?
Wholesale eggs are $8 for a dozen on average, but don't forget there's the bird flu going around.
Are they at least pasture raised?
They're not even free range! Can't wait for DT's third term.
For all this, you're still gonna vote for the career criminal?
Look, I know our allies hate us. Stocks dropped 12%. The S&P dropped 1%. Inflation has increased by 3%, and this was all done in 10 days. And I know he increased inflation from 1.7% to 14% in his last term. But at least he gave us a meme card.
Common denominator.
The only thing common is your mom and I.
Don't finish that.
It's too late. Inflation 2025. This is all Joe Biden's fault. The work is still Joe Biden's fault.
How much of your life has to get ruined until you start seeing things for as they occur right before your eyes?
I've been fed so much misinformation and disinformation, I don't know what the truth is anymore. But Donald Trump said he has all the answers, so I'm going to believe him because he has the truth. But I'm not cool. But I can't believe anybody said Donald Trump.
Yeah, we appreciate you for watching the video up till this moment. You see, inflation is hitting hard and it's hitting where it hurts the most. Right in the heart of MAGA country. But here's the irony. Some of these same states voted for policies and leaders that are now making their economic struggles even worse. So the question is, was it really self-interest or was it something else guiding those votes? Now let's break down the economic reality. Inflation isn't just a Democratic or Republican problem, it's an economic reality that affects everyone. Many red states have lower wages, higher poverty rates, and fewer social safety nets, which means they feel the sting of inflation even more. Yet, these states even vote against policies that could provide relief, like higher minimum wages, expanded healthcare, or federal aid programs. So why did they vote this way? Cultural identity versus economic interest. Many voters in red states prioritize social issues like immigration, gun rights, religious values over economic policies. Another reason could be misinformation and partisan loyalty. Now, some media outlets push the idea that government intervention is bad, even when it directly benefits their audience. Now, maybe it could also be short-term versus long-term thinking. Now, some voters were promised tax cuts and job growth, but didn't anticipate the inflation and economic fallout that followed. Now, our final thoughts. Now, at the end of the day, elections have consequences. Inflation and economic hardship don't care about party loyalty. The real question is, when it comes, the real question is this: when it comes time to vote again, will this state double down on the same choices, or will they start looking at policies that actually help them? So just think about it. Now, put down your comment below and let's see what your thoughts are. And we appreciate you guys for watching this video, for the massive support you are giving towards this channel. We appreciate you. We can't thank you enough. And keep on watching our video and watch out for another intriguing and more interesting videos. Thank you and cheers. See you again. Bye.